Can't believe how many people tuned in. Honestly, it was a surprise to us really, because you know we're just a very ordinary family, just who happen to live at this extraordinary place. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful today. I mean, honestly, we've been so lucky with the weather, but...
Amanda Owen climbed from small-town modeling to national treasure on the back of sheep, stone walls, and a 2,000-acre farm most people couldn't survive a week on. Then her marriage imploded. Cameras caught pieces of it, and fans filled in the rest with wild theories. Now, Amanda's talking. Like, really talking. And the crazy part is, what she finally admitted goes way beyond a typical breakup. There's a health scare nobody saw coming, a confession from Clive that rewrites their whole story, and a living arrangement so unusual, social services nearly got involved.
It is. I mean, you have your difficult moments, but you have to take the rough with the smooth.
Sure.
And I mean, we've just talked about how you weather a storm.
Yeah.
So we're pretty resilient in the hills. First time you and I met, it was a very dark evening, and I come to borrow a tub.
Inside the confession that stunned everyone for starters, you have to understand just how shocking Amanda Owen's recent confession really was. Because for years, this woman built an image so bulletproof, fans assumed nothing could crack it. Amanda Jane Livingston, born in September of 1974 in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire, wasn't even raised on a farm. Her dad worked as an engineer at a tractor and tank factory. Her mom juggled typing jobs with part-time modeling. Amanda herself dabbled in modeling and odd jobs around Huddersfield before she flipped her entire life upside down at just 21 years old. She packed up and knocked on the door of Ravenseat Farm, one of the most isolated spots in the entire Yorkshire Dales. An hour's walk from the nearest village of Keld. 2,000 acres of exposed moorland at the head of the River Swale. No neighbors, no shops, just sheep, silence, and stone walls. That's where she met Clive Owen, a farmer 16 years older than her. They married in the year 2000, and together they built something that looked, from the outside, almost too good to be true. 9 children: Raven, Reuben, Miles, Edith, Violet, Sydney, Annis, Clementine, and little Nancy, who's around 9 or 10 years old today. A working farm full of Swaledale sheep, cattle, hens, working dogs, and horses. Lambing in freezing conditions. School runs on foot or by tractor. Blizzards that trapped the whole family indoors for days. Cream teas served to hikers passing through on the coast-to-coast walking route. It was chaotic, gorgeous, and completely real. Channel 5 turned it into must-see TV. Our Yorkshire farm premiered in 2018 and quickly became one of Britain's most-watched documentary series. Fans loved it. Amanda wrote books, too, starting with The Yorkshire Shepherdess in 2013, filling pages with lambing stories, dog training, and the kind of grit most city people could only dream about. But here's the catch. While cameras captured every photogenic moment, something darker was unfolding behind the farmhouse door. And Amanda hid it brilliantly. In late 2025, she finally opened up, and what she described stunned even her most loyal supporters. She talked about a full-blown mental and physical health crisis, severe anxiety, depression, paranoia, agoraphobia. Moments so dark, she said, loved ones genuinely feared for her life. Weight loss that made trolls online mock her slimmer frame and label her a fake. A sense that her body was shutting down under emotional pressure most people couldn't even imagine. And that's putting it lightly. Because what most people don't realize is that Amanda was juggling all of this while still being the public face of Ravenseat. Still smiling for magazines, still posting on social media, still filming new episodes, still raising 9 kids, still running a 2,000-acre farm in some of the harshest weather in Britain. The real kicker? She said she dreaded coming home. Let that sink in. The woman who sold the world on rural family life was scared to walk through her own front door. Clive, for his part, has been remarkably honest, too. In interviews, he admitted the show's sudden fame drove a massive wedge between them. He said he became jealous, angry, and leaned on whiskey to cope, while Amanda's star kept rising. He described feeling sidelined as the traditional breadwinner while she traveled for promotions and book tours. "I wanted to keep her to myself," he reportedly said. "My anger drove Amanda away." Looking back, that was the red flag. That tension, that quiet resentment, that bottle in the corner. Fans caught glimpses of it in the show sometimes, awkward silences, tight jaws, short replies, but most people chalked it up to the stress of farm life. Nobody realized how bad it really was. Then came the moment everything shifted. June of 2022. A joint Instagram statement. Amanda and Clive confirmed their separation after 22 years of marriage. "We continue to work on the farm and co-parent our children together," they wrote, emphasizing unity for the kids. The internet exploded because nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. And here's the wildest part nobody's really talking about. The story didn't end there.
I'm also known as the Yorkshire Shepherdess. I live on one of the highest, remotest hill farms in England with my husband Clive and my 9 children.
How Channel 5 fame quietly poisoned everything. Fast forward to the part where things really started to spiral, because this is where the story takes a hard left. See, fame didn't arrive at Raven's seat like a polite guest. It kicked the door in. Before our Yorkshire farm, the Owens were 2 people running a farm, raising kids, and living a life most folks in Britain only saw in old paintings. After the show, Amanda became a household name. Book deals, merchandise, magazine covers, public appearances, speaking gigs. And because she was the charismatic, photogenic face of the family, the spotlight shone almost entirely on her. Clive, 16 years older and firmly rooted in old-school farming values, didn't handle it well, and he's admitted that openly. What many are not seeing the truth here is just how isolating that kind of fame can be when only one person in the marriage gets it. Clive kept fixing machinery, building walls, and managing livestock, while Amanda traveled for promotions. The gap between them grew wider by the month. He said the anger built up slowly. The whiskey came next. Arguments escalated. Amanda dreaded coming home. Friends and family worried. The children sensed it. Here's a detail most fans missed. Clive once said he wanted to keep her to himself. That's not romance. That's control talking, and he knew it. He openly admitted his behavior pushed Amanda away. That kind of honesty from a traditional Yorkshire farmer? Pretty rare. Pretty brave, actually. But then everything changed when Amanda's profile exploded. She wasn't just the Yorkshire Shepherdess anymore. She was a brand, a personality, a best-selling author. And the farm, once their shared kingdom, started to feel like hers alone in the eyes of the public. Clive faded into the background of his own life. That resentment festered. Now, here's where it gets messier. Rumors started flying in 2022 about third parties. Some claimed infidelity on both sides. Tabloids feasted on the speculation. Amanda initially shut down any talk of a third-party involvement when the separation was first announced. But later, news broke that she had briefly dated a web designer named Robert Davies after the split. That relationship ended amicably by 2024, with no contact between them now. Still, it added fuel to the gossip fire. Clive's side of the story got picked apart too. Ex-partner comments surfaced. tabloid speculation about his drinking got louder. Some wondered if his whiskey habit was a symptom of something deeper. Maybe resentment over Amanda's independence. Maybe grief over losing the simple life they once had. And get this, the online trolls made everything worse. They attacked Amanda constantly, called her fake, mocked her weight loss, pointed at her occasional glamorous Instagram photos and said a real farmer wouldn't look like that. Amanda fired back fiercely, once displaying her calloused, work-worn hands to prove she was no pretend shepherd. Fans rallied, but the damage was done. The constant scrutiny on a family that started out just wanting to live on a farm? It took a real toll. One of the most overlooked aspects of this whole story is how fame affected the kids. 9 children grew up on camera, milking cows, delivering lambs, doing school runs in snow, all watched by millions. Imagine being a teenager with every awkward phase documented on national TV. Some fans have wondered if that pressure is what shifted the family dynamic, or if the children carry scars they haven't talked about yet. Nobody knows for sure, but it's a question that keeps coming up. And that's when it finally clicked for many viewers. The show wasn't just capturing a family, it was changing one, reshaping it, reshaping Amanda, reshaping Clive, reshaping the kids, reshaping the farm itself. What started as a documentary about rural life slowly became a stage, and the people living on it had to keep performing even when things fell apart. But against all logic, the cameras didn't stop when the marriage did. And that's where the story takes another turn nobody expected. Where Amanda and Clive landed after the split. Now, here's the twist you didn't see coming. Amanda and Clive Owen, despite announcing their separation in 2022, never actually legally divorced. Not then, not now. That alone sent fan forums into a frenzy. By 2025 and into 2026, their dynamic had completely transformed. Amanda herself called it far healthier. The two of them live as next-door neighbors on Ravenseat, Clive in one property. Amanda often bouncing between the holiday let and newly renovated spaces. The 9 children shuttle between both homes, keeping family bonds strong. Amanda has said, "Life goes on, and no regrets," noting that relationships evolve and that space has brought real peace to everyone involved. Basically, they invented a new kind of modern rural co-parenting, and fans can't get enough of it. Channel 4 picked up a new series called Our Farm Next Door. Amanda, Clive, and Kids. Renewed multiple times through 2026. The show follows the family renovating a nearby derelict farmhouse called Auntie John's. The work has been intense, plastering, underfloor heating, historical research into the building's origins, family bonding moments. Clive's 70th birthday even got its own spotlight on camera. Exterior work wrapped up. Interior work pushed forward into early 2026. The kids pitched in heavily, designing rooms and doing manual labor right alongside their parents. Amanda once joked that social services might need to check on their unusual setup, which actually tells you a lot about the Owen sense of humor. These are people who've built an empire on being unconventional, and they lean into it. The farm itself hasn't slowed down either. They still buy sheep together, Amanda and the girls picking out hardy Swaledales at auctions. They camp under stars in the fells. They battle the kind of harsh winters that have severely battered both properties. Amanda keeps writing, keeps speaking publicly, keeps balancing glamour with grit. The calloused hands? Still there. The trolls? Still lurking. But Amanda's got thicker skin now. And hands down, the most emotional part of this whole chapter is watching the older kids grow up and leave. Some have headed off to university, others to jobs. Amanda has openly shared her empty nest feelings amid all the renovations. It's bittersweet. You spend decades building this chaotic, beautiful family unit, and then, one by one, they fly off to start their own lives. She's talked about wandering through half-finished rooms thinking about how loud the house used to be. Wait, it gets better, or maybe messier, depending on how you look at it. Because the rumor mill hasn't stopped spinning. Some fans believe the whole divorce narrative was staged or exaggerated for ratings. The theory goes like this. The Owens' perfect farm life was supposedly too wholesome to keep ratings high for Channel 5, so producers needed drama, a separation storyline, a spin-off about renovating a second farmhouse. Real tension sells. Manufactured tension sells even better. Skeptical viewers point out how conveniently timed the split was with new TV deals. Others theorize hidden financial motives, farm leases, inheritance issues, book and television profits being divided quietly behind the scenes. Conspiracy-minded viewers have suggested the show was always semi-scripted reality TV, with family conflicts amplified for drama, and the separation was a narrative pivot designed to keep cameras rolling without needing to fake marital bliss. There are still many rumors in the air, but what many can confirm is that Amanda and Clive, whatever the motivation, have built something unusual and genuinely interesting. Two people who couldn't stay married, but also couldn't imagine leaving the farm, the kids, or each other behind completely. And just when you thought the picture was clear, darker theories started swirling underneath. Staged drama or something else. Entirely. So, here's the deal. When a story this massive unfolds in public, the internet fills every gap with theories. Some reasonable, some wild, some pretty wild, to put it mildly. Let's break down what fans are actually saying. Theory number 1, the entire split was staged for television ratings. Supporters of this idea point to the suspicious timing. Our Yorkshire farm ended. A new show launched. The drama of renovation plus separation gave producers endless story material. Critics of this theory argue that Amanda's emotional breakdown and physical health crisis couldn't possibly be faked. That level of detail doesn't come from a script. Theory number 2, hidden money moves, farm leases, inheritance battles, profits from books and TV being quietly redistributed. Some fans believe the Owens engineered a soft landing business partnership to keep farm control during a time of rising costs and changing government subsidies for remote agricultural land. The farm sits on land with complicated ownership history, and rural subsidies have shifted dramatically in recent years under new environmental rules. Theory number 3, infidelity cover-ups. Robert Davies, the web designer Amanda briefly dated, reportedly had his own prior marriage drama. Some fans claim affairs happened during filming. Others blame Clive's drinking for masking deeper emotional issues. None of this has been confirmed. Amanda herself shut down third-party speculation when the separation was announced. Theory number 4. The fame curse. This one hits hard. Some viewers believe the sheer volume of cameras, social media scrutiny, and paparazzi pressure simply broke the family, the same way it's broken plenty of reality TV couples before. Rural authenticity, according to this theory, doesn't survive modern celebrity culture. The Owens just happen to be the latest casualty. Theory number 5. External pressures on remote farms, subsidies, environmental rules, government regulations on grazing and land use. Some speculate these indirectly contributed to marital stress, or that the Owens had to make strategic business decisions that changed how they lived together. Theory number 6. Health rumors. Amanda's post-split weight loss and emotional breakdowns got tied to everything from eating disorders triggered by trolling to unreported farm accidents to stress-related illness. None of these have been confirmed either. Amanda has only spoken openly about anxiety, depression, paranoia, and agoraphobia. Theory number 7. The optimistic take. Some fans see the Owens as a modern co-parenting success story. Two adults who couldn't stay married but figured out how to stay family. A kind of blueprint for the 21st century. Yorkshire resilience meets emotional maturity. And then there's theory number 8, the most concerning one. Some critics wonder if the children's exposure on TV caused long-term pressure, potentially leading to future tell-alls from the kids themselves once they're all adults. 9 children raised on camera is a lot of young people carrying memories, opinions, and experiences that could one day reshape the entire public narrative about Ravenseat. Here's the part everyone misses. All these theories overlap. It's probably not one single reason. It's a messy combination. Fame plus pressure plus personality, clashes plus financial complexity, plus health struggles, plus 9 growing kids, plus harsh farm conditions, plus 2,000 acres of responsibility. Any one of those could strain a marriage. Stack them together, and it's honestly a miracle the family held together as long as it did. But the biggest question of all is still hanging in the air, waiting for someone to finally ask it. Final pieces of the Ravenseat puzzle. You're watching this, probably on your phone or your TV, thinking about a family you've never met, but somehow feel connected to. That's the power of good storytelling. The Owens tapped into something deep about rural life, hard work, big families, and the dream of escaping modern chaos. Millions of people fell in love with that dream. But here's the thing. Did this all really happen overnight? Did Amanda's mental health collapse in a single moment? Did Clive's whiskey habit appear out of thin air? Did the marriage just snap one Tuesday in 2022? Probably not. These things build over years. Tiny cracks, unspoken frustrations, missed conversations, a jealous look across the kitchen, a text message not replied to, a night of arguing instead of sleeping. That's how real marriages fall apart. Slowly, then suddenly. And you have to wonder if there's a key detail nobody's talking about. Something neither Amanda nor Clive has shared. Something the kids know but won't say. Something that only makes sense looking back. That's the thing about reality TV families. We see maybe 5% of their real lives. The rest happens off camera, behind closed doors, in whispered conversations and long winter nights when no film crew is watching. We fill in the gaps with guesses. What we do know is this. Amanda Owen, born Amanda Jane Livingstone in Huddersfield in September of 1974, built one of the most unusual public lives in modern Britain. 9 kids, 2,000 acres, a marriage that lasted 22 years on paper and continues in a different form today. A TV career that survived separation. A book series that made her a household name. A mental and physical health crisis she survived by speaking up. A co-parenting arrangement that's inspiring a new generation of rural families facing their own impossible situations. The unthinkable happened to her, and she's still standing. Still running Ravenseat, still writing, still raising the younger kids, still appearing on TV with the man she didn't stay married to, still farming Swaledale sheep in conditions that would break most people. And against all logic, she's thriving. The speculative theories? Some might be true. Some are probably nonsense. The staged divorce idea seems unlikely given the depth of Amanda's honest confessions about her health. The financial conspiracy theories are possible but unproven. The infidelity rumors were mostly shut down. The fame curse theory feels partly true, but doesn't explain everything. The health rumors, beyond what Amanda's confirmed? Pure speculation. So here's the big question. Was Amanda Owen's split really as peaceful as she says, or is Ravenseat hiding one more secret nobody's cracked yet? Drop your theory below, smash that like button, and subscribe for more.